for our work today, you're going to need your watercolor, a paintbrush, pencil, paper towel, and some watercolor paper or heavy paper. So looking at the color wheel, we're going to talk about using complementary colors to create an intensity scale. So you're going to start with 3 sets of rectangles broken up into 8 squares. Then get your brush or your paint ready, and we're going to start with our complementary colors. So I'm going to start with green, and I'm going to put all my cool colors on the left of my scale and the warm colors on the right. Now, when I use a color like this green right here, that is a pure color. There's nothing in it. It's right out of the paint well. Okay, so that's what your end color should be. Now my red is the opposite of green, which you know, and it is right out of the paint well. There is no colors mixed. So as we work, what you're going to do is mix these colors a little bit at a time. So this is going to let you see the variations you can get in these colors, as well as getting neutral colors. So I'm going to start on the red side and get lots of red there, and I'm going to just put a little bit of green in there. Now I want it to still be red, but it's not going to be as bright or intense. So it's still red. It's a lovely color of red, but it's not as bright. And this is one thing you need to keep in mind when you're painting. It's a little more, it's more mature to have some colors toned down a little bit, not right out of the tube. So then the next one, I'm going to add a little bit more green, and it's still red, but it's a duller red. Notice I'm leaving a white line in between so that they don't bleed together. Now let's go over to the green side, starting with the pure green and adding just a dot of red. So again, it's still green. You can see me testing it out, but it's a little bit duller. It's less intense by adding its complement. Okay. Nice little green, but not as bright. Now a little more red. It's still going to be green, okay, but a duller green. Less intense green, kind of a mossy green. So we don't need to buy a whole bunch of colors. You can create the different colors with the intensity scale. Okay, the brightness or dullness, you're changing the intensity by adding complements. Now the middle two should be kind of neutral. Okay, so when you look at that color, it's neither green or red. It's kind of a brown or a neutral color. And the same thing with the middle green. It's neither green or red. Now you can see that one is a little greener and one has a little more red in it, but they're different. So each time you do this scale, it should be a little different. Now when you change colors, please make sure you clean your palette and clean your brush really good. Okay, so I'm starting out with, again, warm color on the right, with my orange, a little bit of blue, just a dot, but oh, isn't that a nice orange? I think of brown as being a dull orange, so you can see all these variations of browns that we're making are neutral colors. So starting with my blue, adding dots, teeny dots of orange to it to make some variations of blue that are less intense. Again, now the middle two are very neutral, but they're different from each other. So each one of these squares needs to be different. Now the last set is purple and yellow. Make sure you clean your brush. The yellow is pretty sensitive. And what I did clean my brush, but my water was dirty. So my yellow I'm starting with is not really even a pure yellow. It has a little bit of purple in it, you can see. But you can see I'm going through the same process, a little bit more, and of the opposite color each time, and then I end up with neutral colors. Look at this variety of colors you make just with those 6 colors. You don't need to purchase a whole bunch of colors. Look at these lovely variations of blue and those greens and the browns that we've made. That red is gorgeous. Okay, so this is what you're going to do today. Nice even steps, intensity scale.